Most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a single day, but seriously underestimate what they can achieve in 6 months. That's exactly what we're diving into today, how to completely transform your life over the next 180 days. Why focus on 6 months? Here's the reason. A full year often feels too far away to stay motivated, while a single month usually isn't enough time for real progress. But 6 months? That's the sweet spot. It's long enough to deliver real results and short enough to stay motivated and focused throughout. Interesting, isn't it? Here's something that always gets me. Most people spend more time planning a vacation than planning their own life. They'll spend hours picking the perfect hotel, but won't spare half an hour to map out their future. Think about that. But you're not most people. You're here because something inside you knows it's time for a change. So let me ask, if nothing changes and you keep doing what you're doing right now, where will you be 6 months from today? Same job? Same income? Same problems? Same excuses? Remember this, what you don't change, you're choosing. Let that really sink in. The power of a 6-month plan lies in something I call realistic urgency. You don't have the luxury of putting things off. 6 months passes fast, but at the same time, it's enough space to create real, lasting change. It's the ideal balance. Let's walk through the core ideas behind real transformation. Success, after all, leaves clues. What I've learned is that extraordinary results aren't about doing thousands of things. They come from doing a few important things over and over. Repetition builds skill. Consistency builds success. Let's begin with the first key to your 6-month transformation, clarity. You need to be absolutely clear about what you want. Vague goals lead to vague outcomes. Precise goals lead to clear results. Write this down. Clarity is power. When your goals are specific, it's as if the universe starts working with you to make them happen. Here's the thing. Most people can list everything they don't want, but they struggle to define what they do want. They can complain about their job, their routine, their relationships, but when you ask what they'd rather have, they hesitate. That's why we begin with clear vision. Tonight, grab a notebook and write out exactly what you want your life to look like 6 months from now. Be specific. Don't write, I want to be happy. Write, I want to raise my income by 40%, finish 12 books, lose 20 pounds, and launch my own side business. See the difference? The second key to transformation is what I call your life philosophy. Your philosophy shapes how you interpret and respond to what happens in your life. And here's the truth. It's not what happens to you that defines your future. It's how you respond that makes all the difference. It's not the wind that determines your course, it's how you set your sail. Let me share something powerful. Success isn't some magical force or mystery. It's simply the natural result of consistently applying a few essential principles. But here's the challenge. The things that are easy to do are also easy not to do. It's easy to read 10 pages of a good book daily, but it's just as easy to skip it. It's easy to save 10% of your income, and just as easy not to. Now let's move to the third key in your 6-month transformation, the power of association. Here's a principle worth remembering. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Write that down. Over the next 6 months, be intentional about who you give your time and energy to. Some people, you'll need to love them from a distance. Interesting thought, right? On your path to growth, you'll meet 2 kinds of people, those who lift you up and those who wear you down. Your task over the next 6 months is to increase time spent with the ones who uplift and reduce time spent with those who drain you. It really is that simple. Now let's talk about something remarkable. Human potential. Most people only operate at around 20% of what they're truly capable of. Why? Because they haven't fully committed to excellence. They're just trying to get through the day instead of trying to get something from the day. There's a major difference. The fourth key to your 6-month transformation is what I call the discipline of documentation. Starting now, become a dedicated student of your own life. Keep a journal, track your actions, Write down your reflections. Even the smallest shift in your daily habits can create huge changes over time. Let me give you a simple example. If you read just 10 pages of a good book each day, in 6 months, you have read about 1,800 pages. That's around 6 to 7 books. Now ask yourself, would your life be different if you absorbed that much insight and wisdom from 7 carefully selected books over the next 6 months? Of course your life would be different. Here's another principle that will serve you well. Success isn't something you chase, it's something you attract by becoming the right kind of person. Over the next 6 months, your top priority should be personal growth. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. The 5th key to transformation is what I call the power of investment. Now, I'm not just referring to financial investment, though that's part of it. I mean investing in yourself. Here's a useful distinction. Formal education can make you a living. Self-education can build you a fortune. Let me ask you this. How much have you invested in your personal growth over the past year? Most people won't hesitate to drop $100 on a nice dinner, but they'll think twice about spending the same amount on a book or seminar that could change their future. Interesting, isn't it? In the next 6 months, commit to developing yourself. Books, courses, coaching, seminars, whatever fits your goals. Make the investment, because if someone is already where you want to be, chances are they know something you don't. And it's worth learning from them. Now, the 6th key is what I call the miracle of incrementalism. Small, consistent actions lead to major outcomes over time. Let's break that down. If you improve by just 1% every day, in 6 months, you'll be 180% better than when you started. That's the power of gradual, compounded progress. Here's what I find fascinating. Many people hold out, waiting for a perfect moment to make a big leap, waiting for the ideal opportunity to create dramatic change. But that's not how success works. It's built through thousands of small decisions made wisely, day by day, week by week, month after month. Finally, let's explore the 7th key, the power of goals. Now, I know you've heard about goal setting before, but let me share something you may not have considered. Most people set goals that are too modest. They aim based on what they believe they can achieve, not what they actually want. In the next 6 months, I encourage you to set goals that stretch you. Goals that feel a little uncomfortable. If your goals don't push your limits, they're probably not ambitious enough. But here's what matters. Break those big goals into small daily tasks. Success isn't about what you do once in a while. It's about what you repeat every single day. Now let's look at something many overlook, your environment. Your surroundings will either motivate you or hold you back. Over the next 6 months, take deliberate steps to shape your environment so it supports your progress. Tidy your workspace, organize your home, and create an atmosphere that keeps you energized and focused. One principle that changed my life is this: you can't change your final outcome overnight, but you can change your direction in an instant. Decisions you make tonight could reshape your life 6 months from now, and you'll be glad you took action. Here's another valuable insight. Success isn't about having more resources, it's about being resourceful. It's not about what's missing, it's about making the most of what's already within your reach. So during the next 6 months, concentrate on maximizing your current assets and capabilities. The 8th key to your transformation is what I call the power of standards. Your life will always align with the expectations you set for yourself. Raise your standards, and your results will rise with them. Lower them, and your outcomes will follow. It really is that straightforward. Over the next 6 months, you must raise your standards in every aspect of your life. That includes your relationships, health, income, and work. When you increase what you expect from yourself, your life will begin to shift accordingly. Here's something to consider about human behavior. We usually perform in line with our expectations. If you expect little, that's likely what you'll get. If you expect more, you'll usually achieve more. Over the next 6 months, aim higher. Push yourself more than anyone else ever could. The ninth key to long-term change is what I refer to as the power of rituals. Your everyday habits shape your future more than anything done once in a while. Use the next 6 months to develop routines that support your goals. One simple but effective ritual: get up 1 hour earlier. That adds up to 180 extra hours across 6 months. Imagine what you could accomplish with that focused time. That's roughly equal to 4.5 full 40-hour work weeks. Here's something important to remember about time. Don't just count your days, make your days count. Time is the great equalizer. Everyone gets the same 24 hours. How you use those hours is what creates the difference. The 10th key is the power of accountability. Being accountable to someone tends to improve performance. So over the next 6 months, find an accountability partner or join a group. Share your goals, track your progress, and recognize your achievements. Here's an insight into human nature. We often work harder to avoid disappointing others than we do for ourselves. Use this to your advantage. Make clear commitments that you're motivated to follow through on. Now let's discuss something often overlooked: the power of recovery. In the next 6 months, you will face challenges. That's not pessimism, it's realistic. What matters isn't avoiding failure, it's how quickly you recover. Successful people aren't those who never struggle. They're the ones who stand back up every time they fall. The 11th key is the power of focus. Here's what experience shows: where you direct your focus, your energy follows. In the coming months, concentrate on what truly matters. Don't spend too much time on minor tasks. Being active isn't the same as being effective. Here's a valuable point: motivation helps you start, but habits are what keep you going. Instead of depending on motivation, focus on building consistency. Motivation can be short-lived. Discipline, however, stays with you. The power of celebration. The 12th key to transformation is the power of celebration. Many people wait until they reach their ultimate goal before acknowledging their progress. That's a mistake. Over the next 6 months, celebrate not just the major milestones, but also the small victories. Progress, no matter how small, fuels motivation and keeps momentum alive. Success leaves clues. Those who have achieved great things have shared their wisdom through books, podcasts, and seminars. Over the next 6 months, commit to learning from these sources. Become a student of success and study the strategies of those who have already accomplished what you aim to achieve. Personal growth is key to lasting change. If you want your circumstances to improve, you must improve yourself. Instead of wishing for fewer challenges, develop the skills to overcome them. Rather than hoping for an easier journey, focus on becoming stronger and more capable. The power of contribution. The 13th key to transformation is the power of contribution. True success is not just about personal achievement, it's about adding value to others. Over the next 6 months, look for opportunities to help, inspire, and uplift those around you. The more value you create for others, the more valuable you become. Wealth and success often correlate with personal development. If you want to increase your income, focus on expanding your knowledge and refining your skills. Over the next 6 months, invest in education, learn something new, and continuously improve. The more you grow, the more opportunities will come your way. Many people underestimate their own potential while overestimating the competition. The only real competition is with yourself. Strive to be better today than you were yesterday, and let that mindset drive your growth. The power of decisions. The 14th key to transformation is the power of decisions. Successful individuals make decisions quickly and adjust them thoughtfully. In contrast, those who struggle often hesitate to decide and change their minds frequently. Over the next 6 months, practice decisiveness. Understand that every choice you make today influences where you will be in the future. Be intentional in your decisions, ensuring they align with the future you want to create. Make choices that your future self will look back on with gratitude. Success is not a fixed destination, it is a continuous journey. Over the next 6 months, focus on moving in the right direction. Perfection is not required. Progress is what matters. Growth leads to fulfillment, and consistent improvement brings long-term success. The power of gratitude. Gratitude shifts your perspective, turning what you have into more than enough. Over the next 6 months, keep a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you appreciate. That's 540 moments of gratitude, shaping a mindset of abundance and positivity. A grateful mindset leads to greater happiness and success. When you focus on what's going well, you naturally attract more opportunities and fulfillment into your life. Instead of dwelling on what's missing, embrace and appreciate what you have. Final thoughts. Transformation is not about massive overnight change. It's about daily, consistent efforts in the right direction. These 15 keys, celebration, contribution, decision-making, and gratitude, among others, are your roadmap to sustain personal growth. As you embark on the next 6 months, commit to these principles. Track your progress, stay dedicated, and continue learning. Your future is shaped by the actions you take today. Choose wisely and success will follow. The journey starts now. Gratitude. Here's something fascinating about the human mind. What you appreciate grows. Over the next 6 months, appreciate your progress, your challenges, and your opportunities. The more gratitude you express, the more reasons you'll find to be grateful. Let me share something powerful about personal transformation. Change is inevitable, but growth is a choice. Over the next 6 months, choose to grow, choose to develop, and choose to make progress. The choice is yours, and the time is now. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude with this thought. 6 months from now, you will arrive somewhere. The question is, where? The answer depends on the decisions you make today and the actions you take tomorrow. The next 6 months of your life are shaped by your daily routine. Remember, life doesn't improve by chance. It improves by change. And today, right here, right now, you have the opportunity to make choices that will transform your life. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take this moment and make it perfect. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is the action you take starting today. 6 months will pass regardless of whether you act. The only question is, where do you want to be at the end of those 6 months? Make these months count. Make them meaningful. Make them memorable. 6 months from now, you'll be telling one of 2 stories. A story of action and achievement, or a story of procrastination and regret. The choice is yours. Let me leave you with this final thought. Everything you need to create an extraordinary life is within your reach. The knowledge is available, the strategies are proven, and the opportunities are endless. The only question is, are you ready to begin? Your next 6 months start now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, now. Take action on what you've learned today. Apply these principles, follow this plan, and watch your life transform in ways you never imagined possible. Remember, life will pay whatever price you ask of it. Ask for average, and you'll get average. Ask for excellence, and you'll receive excellence. Over the next 6 months, ask for the best from yourself. Accept nothing less than your highest potential. And finally, keep this in mind. The next 6 months of your life can be better than the last 6 months, but not by accident. It will happen by design. Your design. Take control, take charge, and take action. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Go forward and make the next 6 months the best of your life. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today, and today you have taken the first step toward that preparation.